Ouch. The Toronto Maple Leafs getting booed off the ice in their own arena last night during a lopsided loss to the Buffalo Sabres. The Leafs closing out a 5-game homestand without a single victory. Well, we hear him talking sports on the radio all the time. Alex Seixeiro of 680 News joins us now. The Leafs are well out of a playoff spot at this point. What has gone so wrong this season?
How much time do you have? Feels like everything. You know, if you kind of try to package everything into 30, 40 seconds, their team defense is not as good as it was last year. Their goaltending is not as good as it was last year. And they've dealt with a lot of injuries. Joseph Woll in training camp had to leave for personal reasons. Austin Matthews started the year and wasn't playing well. So it's unfortunate timing for the Leafs with Austin Matthews in his prime and William Nylander in his prime. But we see teams just have bad years. And Boston Bruins last year, perfect example where they didn't play well. And they had to trade some pieces, and they did. And a year later, they're in a playoff spot and playing a lot better. So it's unfortunate for the Leafs, who had Stanley Cup aspirations, and there's still 29 games to go. But 53 games in, I think there's enough of a sample here to suggest that when they play pretty good teams, they're usually second best, and things are really trending in the wrong direction.
And many are calling this already a lost season. So what's next?
Well, the trade deadline is March the 6th, and because the Leafs have been in the playoffs for so many years, they made a lot of additions at trade deadline. So in terms of prospects and picks, they don't really have very much. So I think this is an opportunity if the franchise wants to sell, and we don't know that for sure. We haven't heard from GM Brad Treliving in a bit. But if they do go with a, quote, soft sell like Boston did last year, there's a couple of pending free agents in Scott Laughton from Oakville and Bobby McMahon, who I think teams would covet. Then there's a bit of a tougher conversation with players like Morgan Riley, who's been here for a while. He has a no-trade clause. Do you ask him for a potential move somewhere else? Oliver Ekman-Larsson, really good player, going to the Olympics. Do you trade him? Because if the Leafs do want a soft sell, it would suggest that next year they want to compete again, because Austin Matthews is still here and William Nylander is still here and Matthew Knies is still here. But I think it's a good chance to get some picks, some prospects back, which you could use in the summer to retool and have another go next season.
And they've got to be feeling pretty blue.
Yeah, and you know what? There's 4 games left before the Olympic break, so they're all on the road. If they sweep those games, maybe, you know, the minds would change of Leaf fans, but I think Leaf Nation right now, Cynthia, is kind of resigned to the fact that this might be a lost season, but that doesn't mean next season you can't try. Some difficult decisions in the front office need to be made, and the trade deadline March 6th is a date that we really have circled on the calendar.
Okay, Alex Seixeiro from 680, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.